Hello, and welcome back to Nick's Hobbies and Interests.
Another video on Friday, simply because the displate video was just out of nowhere, and then secondly, I've got two new figures arriving. One's Bane and one is Ronan, or Hawkeye, from Avengers Endgame. They're coming next week, so I needed to make more space on my shelf, which meant taking all my figures off and adjusting their poses and shaping up the shelf a bit to allow more room. And since I had the light box out to review the pop vinyl, I thought, well, you know what? Let's get them all off the shelf and in the light box. I've only posed a few and I've left some of the others, but we'll get there in the end. For now, let's talk about Batgirl. Now, if you're wondering, the crutch grabber, as it is actually up and raised to her breast level, and that is why I've been able to stand her sideways on and make it look like she's in a running pose. Moving on next, we have the Mandalorian and the child, or spoiler, Grogu. I've done him in a flight pose. This time I've readjusted his body so that you can really see the jetpack and the flames coming out. Before, I didn't like the last pose because I don't know, the support stand was kind of blocking the visual cue, I guess, for the camera. But this time, yeah, from the right angle and the viewing angle, he's in a good pose. Though by the end of this video, you will notice I put him in another pose without the jetpack. So when I did pose him like this, it was kind of pointless. But it was fun at the time. And as you can see, yeah, little Grogu there. There he is, a close-up. I'm going to show you a few more still images. I did holster the gun. And of course I added the flames onto the jetpack and have that mounted on, only using magnets. And now my favourite superhero couple, you got Spider-Man and MJ. I changed their pose. Originally on the shelf I actually separated them. I have had them joint together before on the same diorama base, or say diorama base, but the same base. But I had them recently parted. MJ had the mace from Far From Home, and then Spider-Man was just doing Spider-Man, he was just doing his thing. Where now I've gone, and this is a spoiler alert for the latest movie, No Way Home, so tune out. I'm going to give you 3, 2, 1. As Peter Parker's identity gets revealed, he sweeps down, grabs MJ and flies off. It's in the next scene, I think, after they come out of the subway, where MJ just throws her legs around him, and then of course he zaps up into the air with his webs, doesn't he? It was that scene I'm kind of replicating, only in my version MJ's actually got his mask in hand. The reason for this is I wanted to see the Tom Holland head sculpt, and of course if you put the frickin' Spidey head on the figure, you just don't see it, do you? I could put Spidey's head on it and put Tom Holland's head on Spider-Monkey, because he doesn't actually come with a head sculpt for Tom Holland. Moving on, we have Ray. Now I pinched MJ's third-party base. It is just black and plastic, but I'd rather that than the Star Wars base that actually came with Ray and BB-8. So, now that I'm using MJ's base, it's got the crutch grabber, I've been able to put and secure Ray in a standing position and pose her as I wish. I've added the Mandolorain rifle, and of course now in front of you you're seeing all of them together. I know they never actually meet, but as they're my only 1/6 scale figures for Star Wars, I have them standing together naturally on the shelf. And the sand base that BB-8 is sitting on is the one that actually comes with Ray and BB-8. It's an additional base that goes with Ray's. I've just pinched it and put it in front of these, basically, to give you an idea. There's that black base I was telling you about from MJ's set, and the Mandalorian has his own base as well. Where Ray has the crutch grabber, the Mandalorian actually has the flight pole, so it's more of a crab's claw, if you like, that's grabbing him to obviously support his weight and make sure he doesn't topple over. It's hidden quite well. Having that cape has been great. Anyway, this is the part you wanted to see. All of them together in the light box. Now this is because they've all came off the shelf. I'm only missing the Resident Evil Alice and the clicker. Everyone else has made their way in here. Starting with Gwen Stacy from Into the Spider-Verse, then we have Tom Holland's Spider-Man with the third party MJ wrapped around his waist, a scene from the third movie. We have Black Widow from Avengers Endgame. Standing behind her, of course, you can see him and recognise him straight away, but he is from Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It is Groot, the older, wiser, taller Groot. We have, of course, Rocket, the wild thing. Then we have the Mandolorain and Rey standing point and centre. Both armed, both waiting for combat, you could say. Below them is the Grogu and BB-8. I love them both. Over to the left we have the Dark Knight Two-Face and the Arkham Knight Batgirl. I think Arkham Knight Batgirl DLC. I never finished the Arkham Knight game, so I can't say if she appears in it directly. Closer on the left we have Ellie and Joel from The Last of Us. More importantly, or more accurately, Last of Us 2. Ellie's armed with her sidearm with the silencer, and Joel, I put the revolver in his hand as it's that more iconic look from the first game. I'm still waiting just in hope that they remake or relaunch the old figures from the first game, but it's unlikely. They were made in an unofficial capacity, so yeah. But they're on eBay, they're just quite a lot of money. Anyway, everyone in the box is looking at something, and it isn't us. So who is it? I'm missing somebody, aren't I? Who is not in the light box? Who have I not stopped on? Who could they possibly be looking at? Who looks the most guilty? Oh, yeah, it's him. It's the Night Monkey. It's the stealth suit Spider-Man. He's only gone and done it. He's only landed in the middle of all of these people, as if he's just dropped from the ceiling to rob some jewellery and got caught by the lot of them. Oh dear, we are in trouble. Anyway guys, this wraps up the video. I only did this for fun. I just wanted to clear the shelf because I knew I had 2 figures arriving, and I wanted to just change up the poses and move people around. As I said, I got Hawkeye on the way, so he'll be posed up next to Black Widow, and I've also got Bane on the way, so he'll be with Two-Face and, you know, Batgirl. I'll put a small video on in the background right now as I say goodbye to you all. It's just the shelf, and you'll notice in the background I've also moved the disc plates around, but this is how I've posed them all on my shelf right now at the end of the day. So yes, if you got this far, of course, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment below, talk about figures, ask me questions, whatever tickles your pickle, as I say. And yeah, ring the bell if you wish. And yeah, until probably Monday now, I plan to get down my cabin and do some work on the railway over the weekend, so for train content, hopefully a running session. And yeah, I hopefully will have Hawkeye arriving Monday, so also a figure unboxing of Hawkeye and the Ronin. So yes, guys, until next time, as always, take care.